What's up, YouTube family, the Recovery Warrior family? I know it's been a while. I think it's been like a month since I dropped the last video. I had Anthony, the brother Anthony, on. It was pretty awesome to have him on. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's the last upload to the Recovery Warrior channel. Just want to give thanks to everybody who's been watching my videos and subscribing. I really appreciate you guys. I just thought I'd jump on and just give you an update on the life of Jay Rizzo. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm not the Recovery Warrior. I have brothers and sisters come on and they tell their story. You know, the turmoil, the blessings, the things we go through when we finally realize, you know, we need to be in recovery. And, you know, hence the name Recovery Warrior. It's crazy because I Googled that name, I think it was on a YouTube app, Recovery Warrior. And, you know, I didn't know there was already channels named the Recovery Warrior. So for those of you who think I'm stealing your name, or, you know, I'm not trying to step on no toes or anything. It was just a AI generated title for my channel. You know, big shout out to the other Recovery Warrior channels out there. You know, I'm pretty ecstatic about the Recovery Warrior lifestyle. You know, I explained in my videos, if you haven't watched them, that we are not, I am not the Recovery Warrior. We, as brothers and sisters that I have on, are warriors in recovery. Because, you know, for me, it's like I gotta fight this battle every day of being in recovery. You know, there's a fine line of being in recovery, and for me, it's like getting in my head, being just ugly, this turmoil, you know, or this survival instinct that I got. I don't know, it was like a survival instinct growing up. You know, part of my story is just learning how to survive and just being one with the crowd, so to speak. You know, just being, I don't know, like kind of egotistical, and just feeling like I got this. You know, I don't need nobody, I don't need nothing. I can do this on my own. But lo and behold, you know, I hit the wall numerous times and I wasn't able to pull myself out. You know, I turned to substances, and you know, I just thought that was the way out. You know, whether it was being, you know, just mind altered in some state of mind, just seeking attraction, you know, just being ugly, getting people's just invalued maybe input on just living life, you know, just seeking that attraction, whether it be substances or, you know, other lifestyles, other people, you know, just seeking approval just to survive. And this was like before, you know, I found a different way of life, you know, in recovery. I didn't understand recovery at first. You know, I thought it was kind of the weak way of getting out of things, you know, getting out of situations, persons, places, things. You know, recovery was weak sauce to me. You know, in my reservation, the Fort Berthold, the three affiliated tribes, you know, we say that all the time, weak sauce. But it just, for me, it just makes a realization that, you know, I can do this. And yeah, I just thought I would jump on and just let you guys know where I'm at, what I'm doing today, and, you know, how life is for me. If you haven't watched my previous videos, maybe 3 or 4 videos back, you know, I was in sober living. I stayed there for a couple years, 2 years and 9 months. The reason I stayed there so long is because, you know, it helped me find myself, so to speak. It helped me get in tune with the spiritual side of life. You know, I obviously I didn't want to be there at first. You know, I wanted to go home, Newtown, North Dakota, where I'm from. I wanted to go back, and I wanted to just continue on living, because I came into recovery when I was 43 years old. You know, all the way up to that point, I started using when I was 12, all the way up to 43. You know, I fell back on substances in order to deal with life. You know, I thought life dealt me a bad hand, you know, because my father died when I was 3, and all throughout that lifestyle, I blamed God for taking my dad. You know, I didn't know what to do or what to think when shit hit the fan. Excuse my language. You know, I just blamed, you know, oh God, you know, like, why do you have to do this to me? And at that time, I didn't know. So, lo and behold, you know, I hit a wall, boom, and 43 years old, I tried to stay drunk. Like, I just bought half gallons of cheap vodka, and I was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna live my life. I'm just gonna stay drunk. And I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. I don't know, there was something in me. I think it was like my upbringing, you know, my mom, you know, shout out to my mom, Almida. She raised me to be better than that, I believe, because it got to the point where I was like, man, I can't live this lifestyle no more. I can't just keep drinking. Because I remember laying on the bed, my last weekend, heavy usage, I was laying on this bed and I was just laying there just, oh man. You know, I still had a whole bunch of vodka left and I was just laying there. I was so sick. Cheap vodka, mind you. I was laying there and I could see my blood pressure, my heartbeat. I could see it in my eyelids. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know if you guys ever witnessed that or felt that out there, but it was so scary. And I legit thought I was gonna die. You know, all the way up to that point, it's like, alcohol ain't gonna kill me, because I remember hearing, you know, people say, yeah, you know, alcohol is gonna kill you. You can die from alcohol. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. No, it ain't. You know, alcohol makes you feel good. That was my mindset going into just hardcore addiction. You know, I dabbled in other drugs and all this and that, but my go-to was alcohol. It was cheap, easy to get. So I remember laying on that bed, just sicker than hell, and I was like, man, I gotta do something with my life. Just ran, you know, I just ran my whole life. I ran from situations, I ran from relationships, I ran from myself. You know, I didn't want to face the music. You know, whenever shit hit the fan, I was gone. You know, I didn't care who you were, what you were, wife, kids, you know, just, I was gone, man. Like, what did I do? I could go straight to the liquor store and just buy a bottle. Then about a half hour later, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm on top of the world. I realize now that, like, for me, it was kind of like spiritual experiences, because I was in a different mindset. And Anthony, the video before this, he explained spiritual experience to the T. Because I remember going through the big book and like, yeah, let's read about the spiritual experience. And honestly, a spiritual experience for me is like a whole different mindset, or a whole different capability of your mind just feeling different. So by me, you know, getting buzzed up or even drunk, you know, those are like spiritual experiences, because it was so powerful. I was able to escape reality. You know, I was able to be a different person. So that's all I did for 3 or 4 months, my last go around. Started drinking in July, and I drank all the way up till November. Stupid phone. Sorry about that. I was gonna put it on silent. Anyway, so I started drinking from July all the way to November, just staying on couches, staying with my cousin. The last go around was me and my first cousin. She had a little Honda Accord, and it was getting cold. It was like October, and we started living in her car because we had nowhere else to go. You know, we'd kick back and share a bottle and listen to music and run it every 20-30 minutes, you know, just to warm up. But good thing we had blankets, and it was crazy because I had all my clothes in the back, and I don't know, I just couldn't do it no more. I couldn't live that way. So I went to treatment. You know, I went to the Circle of Life in Newtown, North Dakota. Shout out to them. You know, I didn't even know if they were still up and running, but I remember calling circle of life, and it's like, hey man, I need help. What do I do? Please help me. I don't know what it was, but the call for help. Anyway, they told me to come down and get an evaluation. I did. Got that taken care of, did my physical, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna send you to treatment. I was like, please do. And then my auntie Charlene, shout out to my auntie Charlene, she told me to come live with her, come live with me, live on my couch, stay on my couch until you go to treatment. So I did, and me and my cousin both moved in with her, the one who owned the vehicle, and we were sharing booze at the time, staying on her couch, trying to be sneaky, but I'm pretty sure she knew. So I stayed drunk all the way up until the day I had to go to treatment. It was cool because the transport van from Prairie Recovery Center, big shout out to them, a transport van came and got us in Newtown at the, they call it the Justice Center, but it's the jail. And it was crazy because I remember my last drink, which is crazy. It must have been, a God shot that, yeah, you're gonna remember this. This is the last time you're gonna drink now. I say that because I'm an alcoholic. There's no telling if I'll ever drink again. I'm not gonna say, oh, I quit forever, because who knows? I'm an alcoholic. I've learned in the program, you just got to worry about right now. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Don't care about yesterday because it's gone. You can worry about it, think about it, pray about it, but just worry about right now. Worry about what's gonna happen in a couple hours. So I remember my first time thinking of, man, wonder when it was the last time I drank. I couldn't remember, but it came to me. I'm going on 3+ years in recovery, being sober, and my mind becomes more clearer, I believe. So I remember it was like, I believe it was like 8:20 p.m. November 17th. I was rocking, man. I was freaking buzzed up hard at my auntie's, and I remember there was like this much in a pint, and I grabbed it and I shotted it up and I gave it to my cousin, and she finished it. And I remember this, it was 8:20. And I think this is how I remember, because she finished it and she's like, hey, I got these gift cards, you want to go out and get us another one? And the next day I was supposed to go to treatment, right? November 18th, 2021, the next day. My sobriety day, yeah. Anyway, I remember it was 8:20 and she's like, it must have been 8:23ish, she got done, and she's like, we'll go get us another one. Go out to the store and get us another one. I got gift cards. And she's like, get us a traveler so we can keep going, and I'm thinking it's 8:20. If I go to sleep now and I'm supposed to catch the transport at 10 in the morning, it's gonna give me time to sleep. So I told her no. That was thank you, God, for giving me that decision, because I was ready to go to treatment. I was ready to change my life around. And I did. I told her no. I was like, if you want to go ahead. And she was scared of getting pulled over, DUI and whatnot. So she just like, nah, I don't want to go. I was like, yeah, I'm going to catch that transport in the morning. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to miss it. So 8:20 was the last time, November 17, 2021. I took a shot of booze. And the next day, obviously, after a good 3 or 4 months, I woke up and I was still rum-dum. I must have woke up, I think it was like 9, about 10 after 9, I woke up and I was still woozy, like, I feel like shit, I feel like taking a shot, but I didn't have no shot. So it was about 9:20, and then I told her, I woke her up and I was like, hey, you can take me down there, because I gotta catch my ride at 10. And she did, let's go then. It was pretty sad because my last go round was with her, and I gave her a hug, told her I loved her, and we both started crying, and it was weird because it was really emotional, because I knew I was changing my life, and I do believe she felt that. I'm not sure, but we both started crying, gave her a hug, and I was like, see you later, and I don't know. On our way to treatment, I tried to sleep, but I was so sick. Prairie Recovery Center is about, I don't know, maybe 3 hours from Newtown. So I remember going down and I was trying to sleep and I couldn't, and the van was rocking. And long story short, I got there and I couldn't even sign my damn intake papers. I was so shaky. And, I told that lady, I was like, "Can you sign these for me? Because I can't." She's like, "Do whatever, just scribble." And I was like, "All right." So I just scribbled my name, and oh man, that was the beginning of the end of my go around. Just being inebriated. The reason why I'm telling you this is because, you know, I'm just letting you guys know from experience that you can change your life around. I ran so much from my problems that I didn't have to run anymore. It was hard because I was so used to just turning to substances, people, places, things just to escape reality. And I changed my life around. I went to treatment. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, treatment's a good place to start. But for me, myself, my personal story, treatment was an education on my addiction. Thank God for treatment though, because I started realizing, I have a problem. And in there, I was going to counseling. I learned about myself. I learned about finding God, so to speak. I had my first spiritual awakening in there. And it was crazy, man. Like, almost 3 years to the day, I got a job in recovery at a treatment center. And like today, I'm working at a treatment center as a residential specialist. Thank God for peer support training, because that helps a lot. And I go to this job every day, and it's awesome. I loved working in sober living. I worked there for 2.5 years, 2 years, 9 months. I worked in sober living, and I dealt with people coming from treatment, coming from jail. A few people came from the street, and I was stern. I was stern but fair. But working in a treatment center is way different, because it's so awesome just seeing these people coming in, people leaving. They did their time, they did their 2 months, and there's a whole different, just, I don't know, perspective of people in recovery. The guys that just get there, they're still sick, they're detoxing, and then you got the people, that been there for a month. And then you get the people who are there for a couple months and they're discharging. And you get to see all these different stages of recovery. Man, it's just so awesome. I love it. I'm just blessed to have gotten this employment in a recovery center. And it was crazy because I moved in with my fiance in October. And it was weird because I applied for jobs and nobody was calling me back. And it got to the point, where I was questioning, I wonder what's really going on. I'd pray, obviously stay in prayer, but it was a blessing in disguise, because if you don't know, last year I had 2 hip replacements, total hip replacements. I had my left hip done. 4 months later, I had my second hip done. And within those October, November, December, it was pretty much 2.5 months before I got hired. I was resting. I didn't even know it. Because as soon as I hit sober living, I wanted to just continue on, keep working, making money. And I just stayed in prayer. And God took care of me. When I say God, it's a God of my understanding. It's the higher power I believe in. It doesn't have to be like a Christianity God, the creator. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty much whatever you believe in. I believe in a God of my understanding that drives me to be a better man every day. It was letting me rest. He was letting me rest. It was letting me rest. I was healing, not only physically, emotionally, spiritually. I was healing. Because now I got to build my foundation with my fiance. I got to build I don't know, a whole different lifestyle of being in recovery and living outside a structured environment, which is sober living. And it's awesome. So if you guys are on the fence about, going to treatment, going to sober living, try it out. I know some tribes, they can't afford, because I'm saying this because I get people, people can't afford treatment, people can't afford recovery. But when they tell me that, it's like, it's sad, but it's not. I mean, maybe just, my suggestion would be probably just go to meetings and ask people there, get that ball rolling, reach out. What can I do? How can I get help that I need? And honestly, in recovery, we're all kind, loving, and sharing, and we'll help you get through that door. That's what I suggest when people tell me, like, I can't afford treatment, I can't afford sober living. Go to a meeting. Like, Google recovery in your area, recovery centers in your area. I'm sure there's grants. I don't know, there's probably funding out there that'll get you going. But you got to be willing to take that first step. You can't rely on these programs. You can't rely on somebody else. You got to have it in here. You got to be able to want it. You got to be able to want the recovery lifestyle. It's not going to get handed to you on a silver platter. You got to do the work. Like, every day, I'm still a messed up human being. I'm still an alcoholic. I'm still an addict. But I choose not to be, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be that person fiending, trying to escape reality. I've done that, and it's just so ugly. So if you're on the fence, if you don't know a way out, comment on my videos. I'll help you. If you're my friend on Recovery Warrior on the Facebook page, comment on one of my videos, comment on one of my posts. Unfortunately, on my Recovery Warrior page on Facebook, I can't accept any more friend requests. I check it constantly, and there's always people, dipping out, so I'm able to accept another friend. But I'm maxed out at 5,000 friends, and they're all people in recovery, I believe, because if you're on there and you post something stupid, and I'm just going to unfriend you and then accept another friend, because I have an extensive friend list waiting. People want help. And there is a strong recovery community here in 48s where I live with my fiance. I just, I spoke at a recovery event this past Friday, and it was, oh man, it was so powerful. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It was crazy, because I hit 3 years in November of last year, and it's January, November, December. So I hit 3 years in 2 months. And they asked me to speak, tell my story. So I'm sitting there, right, at this they're called Res Recovery here in 48, shout out to them. I'm sitting there telling my story, how it was, what happened, and what it's like now. And it was weird, because I had an out-of-body experience. It was so weird. I started talking about my physical incapabilities, about not being able to walk. And I just felt this everlasting just aura, this power of just God coming into my body. This higher power just overtook me. And it felt like I was standing like right here, looking down while I'm telling this story. And these two spirits, I don't know what it was a connection. I just got emotional. Now, I'm a man, right? I'm not supposed to cry, so they say, but in recovery, it's okay to cry. And it was weird, man. Like, I don't know, when I made this connection with my two souls, or with God, with my higher power, with the loved ones who've gone before me, I made this connection. I started crying. You know, and I'm talking and I look at all these people and they're listening to me tell my story. And I just started crying, right? I took my guys, I'm like, oh God. You know, I didn't bawl, but I was like, man, I don't mean to cry. I don't know what I did. I wish somebody was recording, but I was crying. I cried just tears of joy of this life I live. Tears of joy just overcame me, and I'm sitting there bawling. Like, just so happy of this life I live today. You know, I was explaining that I wasn't able to walk, and I didn't accept defeat. Thank God for sober living, because I was able to chill. I was able to get my hips fixed. I was able to have bariatric weight loss surgery to get my hips fixed, because I weighed 409 pounds, and the doctor said, if you don't lose weight, I can't fix your hips because you're going to blow them out again. Those were his words. So I had the bariatric weight loss surgery, lost the weight, got one hip fixed. 4 months later, got the other hip fixed. And now it's August, September, October, November, December. 5 months later, I'm walking to and from point A to point B. I'm walking unaided. I mean, because if you knew my story, it got to the point where I couldn't even walk. My legs were stuck together. You know, they were stuck. And I was shuffling, but it didn't stop me. I was so determined to walk again that I just kept going. And at the same time, I'm working with my sponsor, going through the steps, finding myself, finding my spirituality, finding this higher power that's driving me to be a better man every day. It just kept me going. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm hitting obstacles, you know what I mean? I'm hitting obstacles. People, places, things, hitting obstacles. But it never stopped me. I just kept going. I just wanted to just keep going and going and going. And to this day, I'm still going. You know, I have bad days. I have good days. I have mediocre days. I have days where I don't want to do nothing. I just want to kick it. But I don't get in my head no more. I don't have to turn to substances. I don't have to get mind altered. I don't have to get inebriated. When I get too relaxed, when I get too chill, something happens. It's crazy. I'll get a text, I'll get a hello, I'll get a good morning. What you doing, brother? You know? It's like this God of my understanding is just keeping me going. He's like, I gave you some new legs, man. Go use them. So I do. You know, I get up off this couch and I go do things. I stay busy, stay in the program, continue to sponsor, and I just continue to just reach out, you know. There's a fine line between chilling and moving. You know, I had to find that balance. You know, I'm so glad I'm in a relationship, you know, with a wonderful woman. You know, it's balanced lifestyle. I love it. And like I said, today I get to work at a recovery treatment center. I get to help the next person, and I love my job because I'm able to just, hey, how you doing today? You know, I ask those residents that, how you doing today? How's it really going? Hey, you want to talk? I'm right here. You know, shout out to my sponsor, Ansel W.E. You know, he hit 5 years yesterday. Yeah, shout out to Ansel. As my sponsor, he's a damn good man. Shout out to Ansel. But yeah, I just thought I'd jump on and give you guys an update. I'm not so much as just stopping the Recovery Warrior channel. It's kind of like I'm leaving it up to God now. You know, I got people in mind that want to be on, but now I got to find the balanced lifestyle of shooting videos and working in recovery and being in recovery. You know, this recovery lifestyle, it takes work, it takes determination, it takes dedication. So just stay tuned for more videos. You know, I'm not relaxed, I'm not done. Summer's gonna be here pretty soon. I'm gonna go out and about. Probably hit up some more powwows. If you haven't seen my powwow videos, check those out. You know, I'm learning how to be a better content creator, which comes with time. You know, I don't claim to be, you know, just a badass videographer or whatever they call them, but, you know, I enjoy what I'm doing. That's why I'm jumping on right now. You know, I enjoy reaching out, talking to you guys, and I enjoy hearing your guys' feedback. I just love my life today. Sober, happy, joyous, free. It's an awesome lifestyle, man. But yeah, thought I'd jump on. Oh yeah, this is where I spoke. So shout out to where's it at? Oh, right here. Sorry. Shout out to these. This is where I spoke and I had my out of body experience, man. You know, shout out to these guys. They hooked me up with a sweater, got my last name on there. Hell yeah. So yeah, shout out to Res Recovery. That's where I spoke and I had my out of body experience. It was so powerful, so emotional, so just, I felt so good, man. But stay tuned for more videos, you guys. Gonna hit up some events, gonna hit up more people, have more guests on. Vlogs to come, personal vlogs, going on trips, going fishing probably, I don't know. New year, new everything for the channel. Stay tuned for more, man. If you've been watching this video this long, my name is Jay Rizzo. I am an alcoholic in recovery. I appreciate you. Appreciate your appreciate your love. Appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, drop a comment on one of my videos. If you guys need help, I'll help you. You know, I'll do the best I can to get you in the right direction. Man, love you guys. Jay Rizzo, alcoholic in recovery. I am not the recovery warrior. We are recovery warriors. We are warriors in recovery, fighting this battle every day. If you like what you see, hit that like, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe. Love you. Bye.